Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Wedding Wednesday. It's already September. Can we believe that the time is flying so fast? We're right in the thick of things with wedding planning, with so many new opportunities coming down the pipe. I think we find that there's a bit of a change in how things work with regards to just people contacting us with looking for wedding options and wedding support. So through the summer months, we find they're a little bit less busy, and then all of a sudden fall hits and away we go. So it's been a lot of fun. Again, we're just here earlier in the day, back-to-back conversations here this afternoon and evening, so we don't have a ton of time. So I thought I'd talk with you quickly this morning and just check out. So a lot of the boards that I'm on and I'm affiliated with in the wedding and destination wedding industry in particular, we talk an awful lot, or we see an awful lot of people posting about the roles of the wedding party or the parents. What are people's duties? What is expectation? And there seems to be a bit of confusion out there as to what we should be looking for and support around us during that crazy frantic time that it turns out to be our wedding. So I just thought we'd touch base a little bit on how the people around you should be supporting you, and make sure you're picking the right people for those roles to make sure you minimize your chaos in a day. A lot of times I'm seeing a lot of couples on the forum saying, you know, I haven't had any support. My friendship group that I asked to be a part of my day have not done anything. I'm doing everything. Should they not be doing something? And this is tearing a lot of relationships apart. So let's address it a little bit. So just right off the top, what are the parents' roles in wedding planning? So it really just depends on the couple and the relationship that they have and their situation in life. Often what we're seeing now more and more is people that are planning their own weddings and they're opting to pay for everything themselves, and that way they're not having to concede to anybody else's expectations for that day. Let's face it, not everybody's parents come to the table without the intent of, I'm paying for it, therefore, well, let's do it my way. So we're going to invite Auntie Hilda. Even though you don't know Auntie Hilda, I've really never seen Auntie Hilda, but Auntie Hilda should be invited. So it's the parents' role. Traditionally used to be that the parents of the bride and groom had very distinct responsibilities. Parents of the bride, it was the one that hosted the wedding and the reception, and the groom's parents were the ones that were in charge of the wedding rehearsal, dinner, and then any other aspects that they wanted. Today, again, it's traditional to see them mostly contributing financially and not necessarily making the plans for those particular events. Those are falling on the bride and the groom, or the brides and the grooms, whichever you want to call it. So, you know, making sure that you have a frank conversation with those people and saying, you know, what do you expect of this? If you contribute, what is, you know, your involvement in the planning as well. Maid of honor. Now this is the trickiest one so far that I've been seeing. So a lot of people are coming along and saying, you know, my best friend, she's my maid of honor, but she has done nothing. She wasn't even available for my wedding shower. Should she not be more available to me? So the maid of honor typically is the head's bridesmaid. She is responsible for keeping all of the other wedding attendants in order, especially the flower girls and the bridesmaids. So typically as well, traditionally, she would be responsible, or he, you can have a maid or a man of honor, would be responsible for taking care of the bachelor party or the bridal shower, those types of things. On the day of the wedding, it's really just about helping the bride or the groom, whoever they're assisting, to get ready for the day, making sure that they have everything that they need. It's really acting as their right hand. So taking care of everything, fluffing that dress when, you know, we're walking down the aisle, making sure suits, shirts are tucked in, all of those types of things. So they give you the best option. Things you wouldn't be able to do for yourself because right now you are the center of attention. Flower girl. What are the flower girl's roles? Really, there is no such thing as a role for a flower girl. They're typically very young, most times under the age of 5. Typically, they're nervous about doing the duties. So you don't want to put an awful lot of pressure on your flower girl. Often we see them having a basket with flower petals to sprinkle, or just a little bouquet, and they tootle on up the aisle and do their thing and stand there and look super adorable. So really that's kind of their responsibility. The role of the ring bearer, if you do not know, and often now what we're seeing, even in destination wedding, people bringing their dogs and making their dogs the ring bearer. So traditionally what would happen is you would have some young male, typically, of course traditions are changing, so you can have anybody who select, but they would have a pillow with ribbon, and they would tie the rings to the pillow and walk up the aisle, sometimes with the flower girl, sometimes separate on their own, and they're there to bring the rings to the front for the ceremony. If you're using your dog, I've seen the rings attached to the collar. I've seen so many different options now, and I love to see the variations and the way that people are looking at this. Most important, rings are valuable, so make sure whoever has the rings is responsible and capable and not likely to run off with the rings before the ceremony. So let's see, who else can we talk about? Let's talk about who can serve in all these roles. I think I kind of touched a little bit already on the fact that it's really now a very open playing field as to how wedding parties and participants are involved. So traditionally it used to be very much you had maid of honor, you had bridesmaids, you had best man, you had groomsmen, you had ring bearers and flower girls. Now what we're seeing is really just a real bending. It's the people that are responsible and the people that are closest to the couple getting married that are being seen in any of the roles. And again, like I said, even sometimes animals, cats, dogs are being included. So it really comes down to who do you have around you that you feel will be the most supportive, and understand their role and do their role to the best of their ability, so that they're not creating chaos and havoc on the day because they're not responsible enough to do the job. So, you know, it's a matter of staying sober enough to be able to complete the tasks, matter of being conscious enough of what's going on around them to make sure that they jump in a time of need, as opposed to, you know, having to run off and find the person responsible for taking care of some of these events. Age again is something, you know, we used to see only small children being ring bearers and flower girls. If you've watched any of the stuff on Facebook, and I know, yes, I am a bit of a wedding nerd, so I have spent an awful lot of time looking at wedding videos, you'll see now people are inviting their grandparents or their grandmothers to be a part of this event. They can be the flower girls, they can be the ring bearers. It's really just a neat touch to be able to include the people around you and not have to stick quite as much to tradition as it used to be. As far as roles are concerned, what's the role of your wedding planner? Your wedding planner is to help you get the best out of your day. So with regular meetings, conversing through email, and any of the other platforms that are available to you, having those conversations to make sure that your vision is understood, and then your wedding planner is to help you to hire the best vendors and the best venues to make sure that you're getting the best for the day and realizing the vision of your day. So it really is about that, is using their connections and their relationships within the industry to make sure to get you the best prices, and the best opportunities. So the role of the wedding planner really is just your extra arm. It's making sure that, you know, you get what you need and that we can realize your vision, that is so important, especially in a destination wedding where we have we can't go together to the venue and see, you know, I can go to the venue, one of our coordinators can go and report back to me, but we have the ability to go in and really get a sense of what's going on we can speak directly to these vendors as opposed to necessarily always being able to, especially if you're in a time zone difference, right? Then your vendors. And just having that communication and understanding where they're coming from. So that's really the role of your wedding planner. And then your day of coordinator. Day of coordinator is vital. Okay, so it can be your wedding planner. It can also be someone who is not as formally trained or maybe not quite as experienced, and their entire job is to fulfill the duties of the day. So starting the day, making sure that all of the vendors and the venues are prepared and organized, checking throughout the day to make sure that the timelines are being met, making sure to take care of the couple that are getting married, make sure that they have everything that they need. And really it's just having that person who's going to jump into a situation if there's a problem and find a solution quickly so that the wedding party does not have to deal with the situation. And I can't stress this enough. You need this during your destination wedding, because if you don't know where to go or who to go to, if you have a situation that has arose, it can be terribly, terribly stressful. So having that person that can kind of stand between you and chaos, that's the role of the day of coordinator. So hopefully this has been some support and some help for you. If you have any questions, we're here for you. If you need some support, we're here for you. You can contact us via the website. We have a form on there. You can contact us through Messenger as well. You can call us. So hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Happy Wedding Wednesday, everyone. Take care, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.